Welcome everybody to another episode of Cho Thoughts. I, of course, am the Big Cho. That my man is right there is Big E. Uh, Told you we took a break. We took a little break, but we're gonna keep firing these out. And we'll have guests on the show today, and another guest next week. By the way, shout out to Dave Miner. Hope you're enjoying your little cruise. Thanks for sending me snaps, you prick. um, Anywho, uh, first thing I want to get out the way and done. Obviously, the big news is President Biden isn't running for the Democratic Party this year, which leaves possibly Kamala Harris coming in, or who knows what this is going on. But this is the bombshell. This is the first thing I'm going to address, and it's crazy, but my opinion, I already know Eric's because Eric don't follow politics. I'm not really dabbling into him too much, and I'm not going to get into the subject that matter any further. But the guy's like 100. Let's just face fucking facts, okay? If you saw your sleeping uncle at a fucking family get together falling asleep like 6 or 7 times, you're gonna be like, hey, I think Uncle Larry's a little fucking lit, or he shouldn't be fucking trying to play cornhole. All right? That's it. That's all I'm gonna touch on it. It's I'm surprised it took this long for my man to be stepping down and not doing it. So big ups on Sniffy Joe for doing what he's doing. Anywho, that's it. I don't want to talk about it no more. And I'm just gonna put that shit to bed right there. That's just how we're gonna talk about it. Again, this podcast is not about politics, not about religion. We just address subjects that come up. Um, college football. College football came out over the weekend. If you haven't picked up college football at 25, I highly recommend it. Um, Sad part is it's only on the next gen systems. Sorry, but it's so worth it. If you haven't grabbed it and you're a fan of like the college in like the last one I think was 2013, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the shit out of it. I myself started a road to glory with Xander. He got he got started in Hawaii, and then we won a national title. It's not easy, even if you have it on easy. If you're just learning the ropes, and then the best thing about it is they have a transfer portal this year, and you don't have to be stuck in one college for the 4 years your player is in there. So actually, after we won the national title, Xander transferred and went to Pitt, and that's where I'm doing a sophomore year. I don't know where I'm going after that. Somebody already asked me Penn State, and I was like, I don't know. I just want to see what other colleges come to Xander's create a character. But um, if you're one of those nuts that spent, I think it was like 160 or $200 on the Madden NCAA bundle, what are you, rich? Because that's just too much money for me. The game alone itself is $70. So, I mean, unless you're a hardcore Madden fan and just football fan, I mean, I'm a football guy, but it's not worth 200 fucking dollars. That's all I'm saying. But overall, the game is really good. And if you're a college football fan like myself and Eric are, it's worth it. It's highly worth it, and it's long overdue. And I'm really impressed with it. The gameplay, the analytics of it, it's really good, and I highly recommend it. Um, what else? Uh, what's today? Oh yeah. By the time this airs, it'll be Olympic season. So the Olympics will be here this weekend. I thought about doing some Olympic coverage, but I figure next Monday we'll be doing a lot of Olympic coverage before our guest shows up next week. So I was going to do like a special about it, but nah, you know, it's bad enough that we do these every week. But with that being said, SummerSlam, 2 weeks. That's going to be exciting. Coming out of, where is it? Coming out of
Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Cleveland? Yeah, ironically, I'm in Orange and I'm fucking, all right. God damn it. But um, that should be good. Hopefully, hopefully we see the tribal chief. I don't know. We'll see. Um,
Tribal
so
Chief's already on.
Where?
The tribal chief is on every Friday.
Shut up. That's not. It's like how people do with the president. That's not my tribal chief. Although they are bad. They are bad ass, dude. Like they're just a force to be reckoned with. It's a great storyline. The Logan Paul LA Knight one. I tried to.
Did you hear? It got leaked that they signed another one. There's another family member coming in. So now there'll be what they got 4. There'll be 5.
Yeah. Did you
It's
also see that the twins? I think it's Thomas. Twins are in a developmental. His
nah.
daughters. Yeah. So at this point in time, I don't fucking know anymore, man. Like it's trips with that long term storytelling, man.
There
But
was another. It's another one that I think they just said it was in New Japan. There was another family member that was just wrestling in New Japan. I guess he might have been wrestling with Jacob, but now his contract's up, so their trips immediately signed him.
so the trips is on the fucking warpath.
Because I'm thinking what you'll get is we got the big match at SummerSlam with Cody and Solo. Obviously, Bloodline's going to interfere.
Hands down.
Roman's going to come out, make his face back known. Probably get Randy and KO. You know what I mean? You'll get a little squad there together.
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering if that's when they'll have this new member come out to again just fuck up the odds for Cody and them. And that's when Roman's gonna get pissed and he's gonna have to start putting together
A squad.
the Bloodline 2.0. Or are they Bloodline 1.0 and
They're the
Solo?
OGs.
Whatever.
But yeah, but then like I got
Gonna
what I
be
wanted in Jacob.
Rikishi,
Yeah.
the boys.
When Rikishi spitting bars.
Fucking
Hey
right.
man, don't if you haven't heard Rikishi rapping, I highly suggest if you're a wrestling fan, because the dude got some haters. It's not bad. Like,
Well, that Dynasty song was pretty alright.
yeah, man, absolutely.
I mean, it pretty much tells the Bloodline story that's going on in WWE right now. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, 100%. Um, so your guy was in the All Star game. So how'd he do?
Oh, Paulie Skeens.
Yeah, not Paulie Show. That's me.
No, Paulie Skeens. He was a starting pitcher. He he didn't strike. He got out this Japanese guy that I don't remember his name. Then he got out. What? No, he got out somebody else. Can't remember who the hell that was now. I'm blanking. I don't know. It's like a week ago. I can't remember. But they what it comes down to is they got the matchup that they wanted because Juan Soto ended up getting walked, and that brought up Aaron Judge from the Yankees. So Paul Skeens, what they're saying is one of the best pitchers right now in baseball.
Yeah.
Against what is currently one of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
And Paul Skeens threw one pitch, and Aaron Judge hit it to the third baseman for an easy out.
Oh.
And then Paul Skeens walked off the field. That was the third out. That was it.
So he only really did one inning.
Everybody only did one. Nobody
Okay.
pitched more. Because again, they take so many starters because you figure each Major League Baseball team. So there's what 30, I don't know, whatever. However many baseball teams, and each team has 5 starters at minimum. I mean, they
Yeah.
keep a couple extra starters, for injury, backup, whatever, but at least 5 their main go-to starters. And it's like the Pirates right now. We have Paul Skeens, and we have Jared Jones both pitching very, very well. So it's like I feel like Jared Jones, if he didn't get injured, there's a chance maybe he made the All-Star team also. So it's like, so then what happens is they pick these All-Star teams, and you want to be fair. So they let them pick a ton of starting pitchers. I think each All-Star team had like 10 to 12 starters.
Okay.
So again, so then everybody wants to get a turn to pitch in the All-Star game. Like that's
Of course.
part of why you take this draw. Like that's part of, your baseball dream is to be in an All-Star game. So they want to make everybody get their chance. And this year there were a lot for both teams, the American League and the National League. There was a lot of players that this was their first All-Star game ever.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to get their shine. So yeah, so they just let everybody pitch an inning and get a turn. And then that way too, nobody's like burning out their arms.
Yeah, of course.
Because then regular baseball season picked back up on Friday. So
right. Were the Pirates supposed to play today? Now, granted, it's Monday when we shoot this.
they're playing right now.
Okay. Because the
They're
Cardinals?
playing. Yeah, they're playing the Cardinals.
All right. So a lot of Cardinals fans today in downtown Pittsburgh. Like,
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. We were giving Johnny a hard time yesterday because we went bowling. Normally I bowl on Thursdays in a bowling league. But Mike and John are going on vacation, so we're gonna miss a bowling day. But what's nice is this league, they let you make it up. Like so we bowled yesterday preemptively knowing we're gonna miss in 2 weeks. So John was wearing his Cardinal stuff yesterday when we went bowling, so me and Mike had to give him a hard time.
Classic John.
So but no, yeah, they got the Cardinals for 3 today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and I think they're off Thursday. And then I'm not sure what the weekend looks like. I think they go out of town.
So by the time you watch this, we'll either win the series or don't win the series against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean we got a good shot, and they're playing really good. We just won the series against Philly this past weekend, and Philly's like one of the top teams in baseball right now. Like they're, I think, number 1 in the National League. So, and we did it without our top pitchers. Like Paul Skeens didn't pitch. Jared Jones is still injured. Mitch Keller didn't pitch. We did it with our they're good pitchers. Obviously, they're our starters, but
yeah,
they weren't like our name guys. So, yeah, I mean, Mike said it was sellout crowds. It was Yinzer Palooza weekend.
Yeah, it was.
They gave out the Wiz Khalifa bobblehead on Saturday, but DJ Bonix threw out the first pitch for him.
Wow. It's crazy that dude's still around.
Bonix?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he even said it too, because like he was on some social media thing, advertising that he's throwing out the first pitch and that he's in town for the weekend or whatever.
Right.
And that's what he said. He was like, I don't get back here as much as I would like to, or something on that lines. Because you figure he's DJing for Wiz, and he's also been DJing for Snoop too.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then he's doing all this other stuff for like iHeartRadio, I think too. Like they're sending him around, I guess, doing like club joints and shit. Like,
yeah.
So that's why he said it was nice to be back. He was hanging out in a suite. I think it was a suite with like Mikey and Bob and a bunch of the other like Kiss FM people. But yeah, Mike was there on Saturday. He said it was packed. I know Friday it was packed too. It was just, it was a good weekend for baseball to be back. The Pirates are back over 500, working our way into the playoffs.
Okay.
The new quote is, "Don't let us in. Don't let us in the playoffs." Because look, even the pros, when it comes to sports, I always quote things from the Pat McAfee show because that's mainly what I watch every day. But he during the All-Star break, he had on Jeff Passan, the ESPN baseball expert, and he even said, he goes, if the Pirates get into the playoffs, they will be a dangerous team, mainly because of our pitching. And our hitting's been really good too. I mean, we came back on Friday. We were down like 6-2 or something crazy like that. We came back in like the eighth inning and won by like 2 points. Like it was like 8-6 or something.
Huh.
So like we have the potential of putting some points on the board too. Like so, yeah. I don't know.
Um,
Oh, let's see. We got an update as we speak. Let's see. If I disappear.
if he
Uh,
disappears, I'll just do the shit without him. You know,
hey,
I did
hey,
it before.
hey. Buckos are winning, buddy. Buckos are
Yeah,
winning.
good for them.
So again, by the time this comes out, we don't know what this ending
We
might
don't
be,
know what
but
the record's going to be
at
by this
this current
weekend.
moment, Buckos are winning.
Okay. Obviously, I take it you didn't go to Picklesburg.
No.
I didn't go either. Um, I know some people that went. Xander went with his mom. I think he goes every year with her. Um, he got to try like pickle iced tea. Wasn't a fan. And I'm like, well, it's pickles and Turner's tea. Although Turner's tea is like the staple of Pittsburgh.
Does
There's
he
some things. It's
does
just
he
shit
eat
that thing.
pickles?
No, that's the thing. But I mean, just to get him out, I get it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no.
Let him enjoy
No, that's
himself.
no, I understand going to the event, like me, I hate pickles, but like if you guys were going, like if it was like, hey, let's all go to Picklesburg, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Of course. Now
I'm not gonna
imagine.
eat or drink anything, but I'll find something to appease my time.
Well, I heard there was like
But I
alcohol
just know him
beverages.
with his like his textures and
His,
food.
yeah, his like selective eating.
The
So
fact you said that he tried pickle iced tea, I was like, that's
yeah, that's a stretch. But yeah,
yeah.
he did. Uh, I didn't ask his mom. I just asked him because I like to communicate with him now. Like he's of that age. I want to talk to him. And I was like, "Were you a fan?" He was like, "Not a fan." And as soon as he said that, I was fucking crying because it just wasn't for him. I was like, "But regular iced tea?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I bet, but not with pickles in it." Like your dad likes pickles and pickle flavored stuff and whatnot. Like a good pickleback is great. A little whiskey with a little pickle juice after that. And there was like other kinds of alcoholic beverages, of course. Excuse me. Of course, the old Chopek favorite, deep fried pickles. Can't go wrong there. But and that was huge, man. Like last Friday, I was trying to do work on that part of the city where they had it.
Mm,
Them motherfuckers were ready to go at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the
yeah.
vendors weren't even set up yet. Like it was wild. I was like, this city will literally tailgate for anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It's fucking wild. Like it's crazy how much love they have for this city. But at the same time, like I'm trying to do my fucking job here. Like I just really am. But I was like, um, but I didn't go. I know obviously you didn't go, but I just heard it was a really good time. One year I'd like to try it out, check it out, maybe take Brandy down there and see how it is. Just an overall experience, check it out.
I just
Actually, go
again, I nothing against pickles. Again, my wife and kid are pickle people, so yeah, they would probably like to experience at some point. But you're putting me in a very large crowd of people.
you don't like being in a little crowd of people.
I'm just saying that might not go well for motherfuckers.
Dude, it was 30 seconds after you got out of the car at St. Patty's Day you were trying to fight people. I can only imagine Picklesburg.
I'm gonna fucking put a pickle up. People are not gonna like where it's gonna go.
I mean, whatever, right in poop shooter, whatever works. Maybe the pee hole. Shit might get violent.
Nostrils,
Two little fucking
the little gherkins.
two little gherkins. Um, Another thing that I've come to realization is Saturday. Uh, I was sitting here playing my college football. getting my house together because I had to do some rearranging and building of furniture. And my friend Jess, I see you, Jess, uh, was offering tickets for Sam Hunt. Sam Hunt was at Star Lake First Niagara or whatever the fuck they want to call it this week. And it sounded amazing. Like, who doesn't want to go to a show? But there was a part of me where my 41-year-old self kicked in and was like, no, like, I just don't want to go. It sounds fun. And Sam Hunt's a great country artist. But the drive from here to Burkettstown, it's like driving to my mom's. It's almost an hour. So, and that, like, mind you, I am nowhere near the person I used to be drinking, like nowhere near it. But I don't even want to tailgate a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy myself regardless.
You're a lying sack of shit. You're gonna fucking tailgate.
I'm going to, but not to the extremities if I have to drive that fucking far home. Like, that's not happening no more. Because let's just put it that way. If I get pulled over, I lose my job. Point blank. So I thought about it. I thought about it for a while. And then eventually I just told her, I was like, I don't know if that's worth it. Like, I just don't. And then I go on Snapchat and I see people at the Sam Hunt concert tailgate, and I was like, sons of bitches. But then, of course, there's probably a DD, and nobody's driving from Burgettstown home like we used to do.
I mean,
We used to do such a thing. But yeah, like I wanted to go, but in the same sense I didn't. I feel more or less on the lines like you. If it was at the, like, Stage AE, the arena, Heinz Field, something like that, PNC Park, sure, fine. But that's just too far for me anymore, man. Like, it really is. I just can't do
well,
it.
it's not even so at the job. I mean, for me, it's even closer. I just hate it out there. I hate it. Like, I hate the parking and the traffic. That pisses me off for one. So now I'm already going in irritated. And then it's so expensive. And if you want a good view, you have to pay the fucking high fee to sit in the pavilion.
Or you have to get right in front of the fucking lawn, and everybody's there.
I hate sitting in the lawn. I hate sitting in the lawn. Like, yeah, I did it when I was younger. Like, again, when we were going to, like, I mean, I've been to probably almost every Ozfest out there that they brought to
Right.
the pavilion. Like, I used to go out there for X Fest and whatever, like, because that was where you went for shows. I mean, you still do, but like,
Yeah, I mean, there was a time. I get it.
and I hated it, like, because that's the other thing too, is because then it's like, look, I'm old. I'm not standing for a fucking 3 hour show, 4 hour show. I want to be able to sit and enjoy the show.
Right, and as soon as you sit, you know the motherfucker in front of you is going to stand up.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about drunk fuckers. And I know any concert you go to, there's going to be drunk people, but I feel like the pavilion, it gets worse.
I feel like the pavilion is a different breed. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's, and I think partially it's the tailgating, because like when you go to a concert at the arena, there's not tailgating.
no.
Like,
Like, people go there at 3. Is it open at? Yeah, to my recollection, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Concert don't start till about 7-ish, 7:30, or gates don't open until like 6. Still, you have them assholes that don't want to stay there during the first act or do the first act. So they're drinking almost fucking 3 to 5 hours.
and that's what I mean. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, but I paid decent money, because even the lawn nowadays isn't that cheap. But it's like, I'm paying money. I want to go enjoy the show. I want to enjoy the music. I want to enjoy the concert. I don't want to have my head on a fucking swivel because some drunk fuck next to me can't stand straight and he's going to topple over, or there's going to end up being a fist fight because he toppled over on somebody else. Like, I just want to go, have a good time. Like our only concert so far this year, probably be the only one this year, is we went and saw Heart. Went to the arena. I prepay for parking. I get into the connected garage, park, get in, get to our seats, sit down, watch a show, get out, get to my car, and I'm out. Like, no drama, no issues. I mean, when we were standing in line to get in the doors, made friends with the people in front of us. Cool ass. They were older than us. They were these old rocker dudes with their girls, their wives, whatever they were.
Were they the Midnight Express?
No, but the one dude, so obviously I don't think I told you this before. The one dude, he looked like Chet.
Shut up.
And he had the long hair. Dude, he had the long hair. I was like, eh, you're a little whiter than I would have, but you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, right. Shout out to
Like,
Chet.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, dude, they had on there. That dude, he had on some tight Levi's. He was skinny jeaning
You
it
know
up.
Chet ain't wearing no damn fucking.
No, I know. He had on some tight fucking Levi's with some Converse. He had the fucking bandana in his back pocket. Like, he was old school rocker, dude.
He
Like,
was
old
ready.
school
All he
rocker.
needed was the cigarette pack rolled up in his shoulder.
Yeah, like he was close to it. And then the other dude, he was just I think he was just wearing like some khaki shorts and he had a band shirt on, but it wasn't like he was.
He was like your stereotypical over 50 concert goer that wears a shirt.
Yeah, but they were
And
cool. But they were cool people. Like we were just me and the dudes were talking, and Donna started talking to the one guys. I don't know if again it was his wife or whatever.
yeah.
Like we were just bullshitting with them. They were cool. We got to the doors. They went their way. We went our way. Hey, enjoy the show. See you later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no drama. I mean, that's the other thing though too is like the arena for the most part. You know what I mean? Like they keep an eye on who's coming up and getting beers. All right, you're looking a little tipsy. We can't down that pavilion, dude. They will fucking serve somebody that can barely stand straight. They don't care. Like it's fucking horrible. And like you said, they're letting them in already tanked because they tailgated for how many fucking hours prior to the show.
And then they also have those fucking barrels right there. And you see people slamming. I've seen, well, when we had the mega ticket, I've seen people slam 5, 6 beers just walking. So
Yeah,
that's not that far of a fucking walk.
no.
So wow.
Look at when we went to that one show. I don't think it wasn't the one show where that was my first one. I don't remember who we went out there with you guys to see, but there was that dude that was fucking walking around with a fucking black garbage bag full of beers, passing them out. The people in line.
Yeah. Lady Antebellum.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, because I had to leave and you end up getting like right up and fucking seeing the whole band.
I tried slapping Lady whatever her name is. I tried slapping her booty, and it was right
Yeah.
there.
It was legit right there.
It was right there.
I
Yeah,
mean, if you're gonna risk it all.
because you guys left, and we ended up hanging out and leaving with Jamie and Adam.
Yeah. Because somebody couldn't really handle it and was throwing up.
That's because you're drunk.
Oh no. It wasn't me. I know who it was. They shall not be named. But yeah, I just turned it down. But it was funny. I was looking at Snapchat and I saw my cousin Kathy's friend Boo. Shout out Jenny. She's out there tailgating, looking like she's having a fucking gay old time, Fred Flintstone. And I was like, man, if that fucking woman's out there, but then I'm like, she ain't driving home. She ain't driving home.
Yeah.
She did, lucky bitch. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if the setup, if the stars align, sure. But I'm like that with you. Like I agree. Bless you. Sorry, everybody. My son sneezes. I gotta say bless you. Um, but that's I don't mind the lawn. But then if somebody stands up, it kind of wrecks your night. The pavilion's not bad. I enjoy it. I used to like when we get upgrades because they couldn't sell the pavilion.
Yeah.
And you would get free upgrades for having to make a ticket. That was always cool. But then again, they get in, and then it's just I don't know how these people are spending the atrocious, ridiculous amounts of money they do in there. Like $16 pounders. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't do like.
No.
I'm going to the show to watch the show. I want to enjoy it. I want to sing along. I want to have fun. Uh, and I want to remember it.
Right. But I'm still of that age. If I'm in the lawn and do one of these real quick and somebody's getting all fucked up and falls, I'm going to laugh. Just don't be near me.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, there's still an asshole at every concert, regardless. You find them. I mean, look at the dude when I told you we went and saw Tool and he was tripping out the fucking LSD. That
Yeah.
was hysterical. Trying to steal the fucking guys at PPG Paints Arena sweater vest. That was great. But but that's pretty much all I did. Like I was more hooked into the college football. I had to do some adulting and you know, not like anybody gives a shit. I had laundry to do and shit to build and get my house in order because I'm going away this weekend. So that should be fun because it'll be Xander's first time. We're going to Waldemere Park, so it'll be Xander's first time there. I can't wait to see how he enjoys it. I know he's gonna have a great time. Plenty of
What
SPF.
day are you going up there?
We will leave Friday, like noonish,
Mhm.
something like that. Maybe a little later, earlier. It all depends. But Brandy was undecided if she was coming down Thursday night, Friday morning. But we'll be up there sometime on Friday for sure. But we will be home Friday night because I'm seeing my dad on Saturday and spending some time on him with him. Oh, get this. So I really don't remember if I told you, but I couldn't get a hold of my dad for at least fucking 24 to 48 hours.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, all right, I'm thinking that my dad was affected by, I don't know, by the Microsoft nonsense that transpired over the past weekend. Um, for those who lived under a rock, I guess they got hacked. A
No,
whole bunch of shit went down.
no,
Well, come on.
it's worse than that.
Well, tell us.
The company that Microsoft pays to run their digital security updated their system, and there was a small glitch in the update that shut down everything.
And it just took everything out.
Yeah. So
That's
it,
fucking great.
so it was the security company that they pay to protect their shit that broke their shit.
Oh,
Because
classic.
the company came out and admitted it.
Well, they're morons. But anywho, so I text my dad on Saturday, and I just text him, just normal shit. You probably do the same thing with your mom, like, "Hey, what's up? Like, how's it going?" If I don't talk to them for a while, I just shout them out, and I got nothing back. I was like, "What the fuck?" All right, whatever. So I didn't pay no mind to it. I figured it's my dad. My dad. He works all the time. He's working on a project. That's what he does. So Sunday, I woke up. I went to the grocery store, and I forget what it was. I was just scrolling on the gram while I was going through the grocery store, and I saw Cobra Kai season premiered. And I was like, "Oh fuck!" My dad loves Cobra Kai. For those that don't know, my dad loves it. So I texted him and I was like, "Hey, new season of Cobra Kai come out. And by the way, are you fucking alive? Because I'm not getting anything from you." So nothing. So I call him. Nothing. And I was like, "Okay, what the fuck?" So I called my sister Darian, and I was like, nothing. So I was like, dude, now I'm getting pissed because I'm thinking something's up with my dad.
Yeah.
But then again, I digress. If something was wrong with him, like really wrong with him, I think my stepmom, my sister, and my brother would have reached out to me. Hell, if worst case scenario, my mom would have knew. She would have told me. But so I'm texting my sister, and at the same time, it's like she's talking back to me and telling me like, no, he's alive. He's doing something like a project or whatever. Then she Snapchats me from her window, him in the fucking pool, just chilling. And I was like, oh, so he's not dead. Like, but he can't answer the fucking phone to me.
Just a
So
floating body.
she's yelling at him to fucking call me. And he finally gets a hold of me and he's like texting me. He's like, sorry, I was working on like a sewer pipe or some shit like that. I forget what he said, to be quite honest. And then he's like, is everything okay your way? I was like, everything was fine till I couldn't get a hold of my fucking dad. Like, you fucking prick. I thought you had like another heart attack or something. No, I'm fine, just beat up, typical senior shit. And then all of a sudden he was like, do you have Xander this week? And I was like, yeah. He's like, cool. Want to do breakfast on Saturday? Like, nothing ever happened. Like, he didn't just have me in a fucking panic. I was like, yeah, sure, man, no problem. But he just fucking parents.
Where are we going? I'm gonna just pop. I'm just gonna show up
You know my dad. I'm going right fucking over here to Eaton Park.
on Route 8. Are they?
Yep.
Well, did you guys go to the one closer to you or down by him?
That depends on him. Sometimes it's closer to him. Majority of the time, it's closer to me.
Uh,
Because what he'll do is he'll come out here, he'll have breakfast, he'll check up on things here around the fucking house, and then he'll go, oh, we got to do this. I didn't ask for a project day.
yeah. Or he wants to rip out your wall.
I know. Believe me. He already said something about it. Like, we got to rip that wall out if you want to put that microwave cart there. I was like, dude, I'm not coming home from a little mini vacation to do work the next day. Like, nah, not my steez. That's not what I do. It's not what I do whatsoever.
Well, we have this little Spitfire that'll help you rip out walls.
I
He's
like
good
New
at,
York Spitfires.
he's good at ripping out
I
walls.
love New York Spitfires.
Good.
What's up, girlie?
Well, not much. You? Other than
Uh,
tearing out walls, apparently.
well, it's my dad. I built a new microwave cart that I literally have been sitting here at the trailer for like 3.5 years because I had nowhere idea where to put it. And then I just decided I had the weekend to myself, no Brandy, no Xander. And I was like, that fucking thing's been sitting there for 3.5 years. Today's the fucking day we're going to do it. So I do it and I'm building it. It took fucking 3 hours. Like, because I know how to read a layout. I mean, I used to do it for almost fucking 16 years. But the way it wants me to build it, it was like, no, put all the little wooden spacers in first. It was like, put everything in first. Now build it from the middle and out. And I shit you not. The first time one side fell, I was like, motherfucker. And then all of a sudden it was like, bow. I was like, I'll fucking throw this all out right now. I swear to God. I was this fucking close from throwing it out. But then I was like, no, I need to get this done. Because if I don't and I just throw it away after 3.5 years, my mother will kick my fucking ass. So I built it, I put it in the dining room, and then I was like, no, this will be better fit in the kitchen against the wall, but I have no outlets there. So my dad's like, well, let's drill a hole in the wall and we'll run like a surge protector through it. I was like, you know how bougie that sounds? Like, you know how ghetto that sounds right there? Oh, that's fine. We'll just take out the wall. Excuse me? Like, we'll
Let's
just
just
take.
remodel your entire kitchen.
I was like, we're going to take the fucking wall out, dude? He's like, well, you didn't want it anyway. I was like, I still am thinking about it. Like, let's just rip it down. I'm like, okay, well, what are we gonna put? Like, we're gonna have to do the ceiling then too. That's another time. The fuck you mean? If you're already here, do the whole project. Don't fuck around.
What you got to do is you got to don't just cut a hole for the line. You got to cut out like a rectangle that the cart fits in the wall.
And do a little half in the dining room, half in the kitchen, and just keep pushing it back and forth whenever necessary.
Whatever.
Yeah, right. No, that's just that was just a pain in the dick. And of course, as soon as I talked to him, he wants to start talking about projects. And I was like, I thought you were dead. All right. I'd rather let's focus on, hey, text the motherfucker back when he texts you. Like a little, hey son, I'm okay. Or, me, I'm dying, but I'm all right. The typical shit he says. But nothing. So I digress. Anyway, fucking parents. So it looked like you were doing like your hair and shit in the fucking. I was like, get it, girl. Go ahead, get some of this.
Well, I'm glad you like that because I forgot today was Monday and I was like, okay, yeah, all is good. Just had like, I ran to the gym and then all of a sudden you text and you're like, you good to go? Like, I'll send. I was like, shit.
You'll actually have that because I was sitting here and I was trying to figure out what we were going to do for dinner tonight. And Xander told me he was in the mood for Chinese chicken, which is like just, you know, a little bit of chicken, some rice. He loves like Chinese chicken. So I went up to the Jade Palace by my house, came back, and I was like, it's fucking 6 o'clock. I was like, I better fire down my fucking Mayfen real quick. I was like, I got shit to do. I got to shower. I got fucking still in work uniform. I was like, so I get it. I get it. Like, I get the rush. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Eric's has been waiting for both of us. Like,
You
we get
texted
it,
me
dude.
at 7 o'clock and said, good to go over here. I was letting my phone finish charging for a minute or two. So I knew I was straight and had enough battery juice. I'm like, all right, we should be good. I get set up. I text you to let's go. And I'm sitting in here all by myself. I'm like, this motherfucker said he was ready to go. And now he got me waiting. Like,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
about to break your shit.
Wait a minute. This coming from the same guy last week when we shot. He was like, I'm only gonna be a couple minutes. Cool. No problem. This dude's like half hour late. I'm just sitting at the crib like,
That's because I was dying. So I was like your dad.
no. You were probably technically dying more than he was. His phone just sucks. That's what he said. So, but hey, we're all here now. That's all.
Yeah, see, you gotta love, I don't know if your dad is a boomer, but you gotta love that generation with technology. So
No, you
my
don't.
God.
No, you don't. There's no love in that.
No, there isn't.
I have to share. Okay, so I was on a 2-week vacation, visiting family. And 4th of July, I'm sitting there with my best friend, my sister, my mom. We're all swimming in the pool. Well, she's swimming in the pool. And my sister and I go, well, let's head back to the apartment. We're going to cook up some, because the grill was being used at the pool. So we're like, we'll walk, we'll go grill up some burgers. Let's go, right? I get back and my mom is like in this full out panic. And I was like, oh my God, like what happened? And she's like, so she's wearing her bathing suit, but she's wearing a pair of like swim, shorts to go in there, right? That goes with the bathing suit. She put her phone in the short pocket and forgot all about it and decided to go swim with her phone. So like, she's now freaking the fuck out. She's like, oh my God, my phone. Like, so I'm like, well, how long did you have it in there? Because nowadays phones, you're okay.
Yeah.
She's like the last 20, 25 minutes. I'm like, shit, your phone's dead. Like, there's no coming back.
The phone is over.
So I go ahead, long story short, I go take her to the mall, buy her a new phone, get her set up, right? So I switched her from an iPhone to an Android because they're easier to use.
Yes.
So my mom goes in, I text her when I got home. I said, Mom, I made it home safe. No answer. So the next morning I text her and I'm like, hey, are you still alive? You okay? Like, you didn't even read my message. What's going on? So no response. So at this point now I'm getting worried. So I call my mom. She's like, oh, thank God you called me. There was something wrong with the phone. I'm like, what? Mom, it's a brand new phone. What are you talking about? She's like, I can't access it. I can't use it. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, I can't find the little finger thingy that goes with it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So then I'm like, well, what did you do? And she's like, well, I restarted the phone. So I'm like, well, now you got to put your passcode in. The finger won't show up. And, you have to put your passcode in. So she's like, well, I don't know my passcode. And she's like, so I repeat it to her. I give her the passcode. She's like, no, that's not it. She's like, it has to be 4 digits. And I'm like, no, Mom, it minimum has to be 4 digits. It's okay if it's over that.
Yes.
No joke, for 10 minutes, she's arguing with me, telling me, no, it's 4 digits. It's only 4 digits. And I was like, Mom, just let's take a minute, take a breather, try this passcode. And she puts it in and she's like, oh my God, it works. It works. It accessed my phone.
Your poor fucking mother's having a hugest panic attack over a 4-digit.
And I'm just
She's losing her mind. Like, no, Samantha, that's not it.
and I'm just in there going, this is what's to come. Like,
I swear, my dad is not that crazy about like the passcode, but he'll sit there and like say we do a project on the house, or he just stops over and he sees X or whatever. He'll sit there and he gets comfy. And like lately, I've been offering him like my new recliner to sit in or whatever. And he'll sit down and he gets all comfy. And of course, he pulls out his phone. Now, mind you, when he pulls out his phone, it's a fucking spectacle.
Mhm.
Because when he gets his phone, he has it in his hand, and he'll have it like this. That's not enough. And he gets to get it here. And now, mind you, I said, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just, checking the book, seeing what's going on. I was like, all right. So my stepmom texted him, and I was helping him with something. Like, and all of a sudden the text come up was like, Joanne. I was like, holy shit. I was like, how big is your fucking font, man? And he was like, what, isn't this like the standard? I was like, no, not even remotely close. I was like, how big is your shit? And he was like, well, I guess it's pretty fucking big, you know what I'm saying? I was like, no, I'm not talking about that, you fucking moron. I was like, I'm talking about their fucking screen. And he said, like, no, your sister helped me that way. I was like, well, praise her, thank God, because I still want to know, why do you need to have your fucking hand like this?
Right? If it's looking big.
Dude, it's so huge. And I was just like, Dad, you need to get your damn eyesight checked. Like, what's up with you? So I was done fucking with him. And like, it was like a week or two later, maybe 3. I saw my mom. I was talking to my mom about something. And she pulled out her phone. She's like, no, look at my text message. And I was like, Ma, same deal. Why are your damn screen so big, bro? Like, everybody's going to know your message 3 or 4 people behind you in a line. Like, you know what? You should get them pork chops for $11.95.
That's like right up there with my mom. So I gave her my old, Galaxy Watch because now that she
Yeah.
has an Android, she can have it, and I upgraded and got a new one.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, we were heading to Long Island to go visit my grandfather, and my dad calls in the car, and my mom's so excited. She goes, "Oh my God, look, I can see your dad's calling." And then she answers, and she goes like this. She goes, "Hello, Steve, can you hear me?"
Shut up. That's the best. That is the best. Oh my God.
She was like so happy. She's like, "I'm talking to you through my watch." I was like, "I'm done."
I did that with my dad one time. We were going to the Meadows, and I forget who it was. Somebody called me, and I answered on my watch. And I'm driving, and he's like, just, the fuck you doing? I was like, I'm on my watch. He's like, wait, they can hear you? And I forget who it was like, I think it was like, I don't know if it was my sister or my mom, but it was like, yeah, we can hear you, Paul. And he was like, to the goddamn watch. It's like motherfucking Dick Tracy up in here. I was like, oh my, how technology has come so far.
Right?
Like, just the look on his face, he was like flabbergasted. He was just like, that's fucking wild. That's crazy. I was like, dude, I don't know. It must be that generation because they fucking blow me away.
Yeah. I was dying in the car. I was like, did the phone call go all right? Because I heard it through the watch, Mom. We're all
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I mean, we know what's going on. Just make sure make sure Dad's all right. Tell him to pull out dinner. It's fine.
Right?
Like shit. My dad is you'll like this, Eric. My dad's contemplating about getting an Alexa, and I already said no. No, because I could already see how this is gonna go.
Look, your dad. Listen, I'm telling you now.
Alexa, how do you tear down a kitchen wall?
I'm telling you now, your dad gets one. We're going over there and we're wiring his whole house to that thing.
Dude, I just want to watch it not respond to a command of his just once.
Listen,
Just once.
I'll tell you now, my brother-in-law, so 2 Christmases ago, they got my father-in-law finally a new TV, and they got him a smart TV for Christmas. It was like the big family gift or whatever. So my brother-in-law, who's a tech genius, set it up for him with all this stuff on it, and he taught him that the remote, you can talk to it instead of having to, hit the buttons to do stuff. So we were up there the other day. I was talking to him because I'm having a electrical problem in my kitchen. So I wanted to ask him about it, and Donna had to talk to her mom about something. And he comes down. He wanted to put on the Pirate King, and I saw him pick up that remote, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, same like you said, like with your dad. He puts it real close. He's got real close. He goes, HDMI 1. And it's and the little thing, the little Google smart thing on his TV did not say that. So then he gets it back and he goes, "You're a fucking asshole."
That's my dad, bro.
So then across the top of the TV it says, "You're a fucking asshole." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "How come I can understand that, but I can't understand when I want to put on the damn input?" And I'm like,
Dude.
"I don't know, Rick. Try it again." So he tries it again. And it comes on, and he goes, "Was it that hard?" And I was like, "Well, from my end, it seemed like it was."
Dude, your
But like,
father-in-law sounds just like my dad, bro.
but it's like my mom. Okay, so my mom,
Let's continue. I like this.
I'm on FaceTime with my mom and my sisters. We're chatting or whatever, and it come down to end up being just me and my one sister. My other sister got off the call. And my mom goes, "Hey, what channel or what was that show?" Because we had my nephew that's living with her now. She was like, "What show or what channel is this cartoon on that he was watching at your place? Because you bought him the little figures when he went shopping." I said, "Mom, it's Star Wars." I was like, "It's a little kid Star Wars show. It's on Disney." She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to find it." So she goes on like the Disney Plus and she couldn't find it. And I'm like, "Well, Mom, I'm on the cable box right now." Or like we have YouTube TV and she shares the account with me. So I'm like, "Mom, it's actually on YouTube TV right now if you go to Disney Junior." And she's like, "My damn remote, I need a new remote. It won't work." And she uses like the Amazon Fire Stick. And I'm like, "Oh." And she goes, "Yeah, I've changed the batteries, I've done everything." And my mom's okay when it comes to that kind of stuff. Thankfully. And she goes, it's just not working. And I can see her through the FaceTime. It's not working. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, Mom. You're just gonna have to order a new remote. Like, I don't know. And then finally I was like, you know what? For the hell of it, smack it off the table. She smacks the damn remote off the table. She goes, "Now there's something jiggling in there."
Shut up.
And I'm like, "Well, I think you're gonna need a new remote." Don't you know she hit the fucking button, that remote started working? It worked the rest of the phone call and she found the show. I was like, that's the old, like, I only did what you people would have told me to do if it was the other way around. Like, that generation would have been like, just kick it or, smack it off the wall.
Times.
Yeah.
Smack the remote a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit it, change the batteries.
To be honest, that's what.
It like an NES cartridge, for fuck's sakes. I don't know.
Have you ever done this one? I've done this, especially with like remotes and stuff, because I do not want to get up to change the batteries. So I'll open up the back and I'll look at the batteries and I'm like, "Oh, they're not corroded. They still look good." So you like spin them. Have you ever done that? Like spun them? And then you'll get like that little ounce of juice and you're like, "Whoa, shit, that works." Now you think it's a genius move because you're like,
this?
Yeah.
Do one of these?
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, "I got a little extra juice out of them. That little spark must have."
It only sits there and makes you do like one channel though or two, and you're like, Spin it again.
Or
No,
you
see,
just
but
get
that's when you take
frustrated.
them out and you switch them.
Oh, I've done that too.
I've done that.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I just showed Xander today one of his like Thomas the Tank Engine cars has two AAA batteries in it, and unfortunately we're out. And I usually always have a good supply of batteries. Like Sam, you get it. Like I always have batteries for him, and he's in the drawer, and he's like, I heard him. He's like,
Why is she the only one that gets it? Why can't I have a good supply of batteries?
because you ain't got it. If you had a good supply of batteries, your remote be fixed.
I didn't say I didn't have the batteries. I said I was too lazy to get up and get the
That's
batteries.
because you were too busy.
Listen, I even moved the batteries closer to the fucking TV, and I still don't get up and get them.
Oh my god. Anyway, so he's over there, and I hear, and I was like, "What's the matter?" There's no batteries. I was like, "Oh, okay. Let me show you something." So he found like one Duracell battery in there, and I was like, looking like, "Please let this work." So he comes over and I'm unscrewing this little thing and I'm putting it together. And he's like, there's just one. There's just one. Like he's having a small little meltdown with me. And I was like, it's okay. Watch this. So I took out the battery and I took my Fire Stick batteries out too. And I was finding the weakest battery. And all of a sudden, like the wheel went and stopped. Xander was like, okay, what is happening? And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I said, see this battery? That battery's no good. That's one of the batteries from your car. I said, watch this. Put these two in. All I did was literally just took that Duracell and a new battery, and then we'll start rolling. He was like, ah, it's a miracle. I was like, dude, you could be like your uncle and start spinning them, motherfuckers.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That way the wheel goes a little bit further. But yeah,
As long as it gets me to the next channel and it's something interesting I want to watch, I'm fine. I'll leave it on that same channel for the next few hours.
I let him go, and I was waiting to hear like just his lashing out. Lady would have been like, "Oh, damn it," or something like that. And I was waiting for him to come back in, like, "We got a problem." And I'd be like, "Well, I guess we're going to Walmart before I shoot the podcast." Like, hey, fuck it. But just showing him that like this is a bad battery, it's not going to work. And then I put it in a Fire Stick and was like, "See." And he was like, everything is broken. I was like, it's just one battery, dude. I promise you, life is not that bad. It's perfectly all right. Next time we'll spin them and see if, everything works.
You better.
But like I was saying, I can't wait until one thing goes wrong with the Alexa. Like if he does like, Alexa, turn on the dining room lights, and the lights don't come on. Or like they don't turn on because he didn't say it like enough into the remote. Or enough out in the world, like kind of like your house, Eric, where you say, like, but I could see him go, for fuck's sakes, Alexa, turn the goddamn fucking dining room lights on. And I'll be sitting there going, please let them come on. Because I would piss myself laughing. Because knowing our luck, they would come on. And I'd
That's
be
what
like,
I'm saying. Like
maybe that's how you got to yell at it, Dad. Maybe that's it.
Because my mom, and that's, that's the thing. Like I said, my mom's not too bad when it comes to that kind of stuff. Her phone every once in a while, she'll ask me for, and it's like stuff that I kind of understand. Like I wouldn't expect her to know, but it's like she had her thing. I can't say it because I have one, but she had hers before, like not before me, but she had hers wired to some lamps and stuff before I did, and I was like, well, I can't let mom outshine me. Like I gotta hook.
You can't.
So I got everything. I mean, we got one in the living room that controls all the lights and on the first floor. I even got to control my porch light out on the front porch. I don't even got to get up to turn that damn thing on anymore. I got one in the kitchen for Donna when she's in there doing shit, and I named that one a different name. So because and then we put one in Jane's room. Jane's now got her lights in her room. She even went and bought LED strip lights she put around her bedroom window.
That's my girl.
And they're controlled by it too. So my house is wired up. My cameras, all my security cameras are wired to her. Like that's what I'm saying. We gotta get your dad wired up. We'll get him some cameras.
No, I got to get wired up before my dad does. That way I could just coax him and be like, no, it's not so bad. Like, see, look, like Alexa, turn the lights off. You got to be soft about it. You got to be easy. Oh, fuck all that.
No, you can't be soft with it. That's the problem. Like, especially like in the, I'm not always, but like in the living room, like because the TV's on and everything else. Like, it depends on what your background noise is.
That's
Sometimes you do got to yell.
yeah.
And so I've sworn at ours before because it didn't fucking listen to me. And then it'll piss me off because it won't listen to me. And then Donna will say the same thing to it. And it'll be like, and we have ours trained to our voices. So
Yeah.
like I'll say something to it and it'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. And then she'll say it and it'll be like, oh, thank you, Donna. Here. And it'll do whatever she says. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? I said the exact same thing she did. How come we're not listening to me? I'm the one that gave you
Because
life.
that's when you know Alexa's just pissed off of men. She's
That
done.
bitch, that bitch said, fuck them motherfuckers. I don't
I'll
know.
change. I'll transgender her and change her into a man.
Oh my God.
I don't care. The one in our kitchen's Australian.
I love my Siri. My Siri changes voices every other like 3 months. And it's like, we'll do directions. Like when we went to Geneva, Brandy was like, is that fucking bitch British? Or is she like Irish? And I was like, don't knock my Siri. Like, don't knock my bitch. I was like, her voice will change. Next month, she'll probably be Australian or something. If they're there, I'm going to use them. Why not?
Ours is Australian, and her name is Ziggy.
How generic.
That's the only thing with like the Amazon pods is like you can't custom change them.
Yeah.
You can only pick from their list, and they only give you like 5 names.
Oh.
So, and again, we had to do 3 different ones because we'd be yelling at the one in the living room, and then the one in the kitchen would be going off. Or
Yeah,
Jane would come down. Jane would come down from her room, and she'll be like, "Dad, are you yelling at the thing because mine's going off upstairs?" Like,
yeah. I've had it where, like, if I'm laying in my bed, I'll like tell Siri to set my alarm for like work or my Xander alarm for when he's at school. And I use my old phone, Eric, and I have it in the bathroom, so it's connected to like the speakers and everything. So Xander and I can do it like whatever.
yeah,
And I one time I was like, Siri, dude. All of a sudden, the one from the bathroom was like, "Hello, Paul." I was like, "That's fucking creepy." I was
yeah.
just like, I wanted to be like, "Not you, bitch." I was just like, cancel. All right.
My
But
car will do that because
yours
like
though?
so
Oh,
the Chevy
yeah.
cars all come with their little Android system thing, but it's run by Google.
Yeah.
And theirs to wake it up or whatever, you have to say okay Google. Sometimes either a person's conversation in the car or it'll catch something from a song or the radio and it'll wake up and be like, okay, what do you want? And I'm like, I didn't fucking tell you to do shit. Like, get off the screen.
Dude, same thing. Like, I don't have it around me. But with the PlayStation 5, when I was playing college football this weekend, I I got close to the television. Like I was sitting there playing the game because I was doing like the national championship, so it was close.
Nah, he was like his fucking dad with his glasses down on the edge at the front.
Dude,
He was
it's a
flat
fucking
faced up
national
against that
football.
TV screen.
It's a college fucking championship.
He's like, bigger font, bigger font.
I ain't fucking around. It's a 70-inch television. I'm pretty sure I can fucking see, but I want it to be real close. So I have the remote this way, so the speaker's up, so you can hear everything. Well, it was saying something. Now mine just goes like, "Hey, PlayStation," and that it'll register. So it was saying something like he needs to run this kind of play. Dude, all of a sudden it was like warm in the corner. I was like, run no plays. Run like stop. Like cancel. Like I'm in the middle of fucking doing this. And all of a sudden it just deteriorated. And then like 5 minutes later it did it again. So it doesn't really take the background noise, it takes the noise in the house. Like me in front of it. But the video game, bang, bang. I was like, I'll throw this $70 controller. I won't throw this $70 controller. I was pretty pissed though. I was like, but other time when I'm over here on the chair and I say like, "Hey, PlayStation,"
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
That's
Oh,
like, or what was it? Yeah, it was last week. I was playing a game with one of my clients, and he's laughing hysterically, right? And he turned around, he gets on the floor and he's dying and he goes, "We need to slap that." And all of a sudden, like Alexa pops on and she's like, "Looking for a slap that ass." And I'm like, "That's not what he said."
I was waiting for some Akon and Eminem to play like some slap down.
Turn on the TV.
I'm busy right now. You can't just take over my show. You have a TV in your room.
His remote don't work. Tell him to spin the batteries.
Don't start.
Wait.
If another AAA dies, World War III might be earlier than we thought. Nah, I was like, he's good. I just showed him how to. Speaking of, I just showed him how to set up his like Xbox Connect, and he thinks that's the grandest thing on earth because he gets to move with it and motion it. Oh my God, somebody's breaking a bone. That'll be the next thing you know, somebody be saying I'm a bad parent.
I'll see your children.
Yeah, I was like, by the way, there's some stuff, Sam, I got to talk to you offline about for sure.
Okay.
But
Don't do it, Sam. Don't do it.
oh, believe me, when she hears this stuff, she's gonna be like, "Fuck." I'll be like, "Yeah, I know." Anyway,
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah. So I just put, I'm doing the same thing with his room, like that creation room, Eric, like with all the LED lights. I got to put those up next, and then I feel like I know for sure, like how you and I, Eric, were talking about like having a teenager for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I walked in the door. He left. He just left me. He didn't. I said, "Hi, how was your day?" He was like, "Good." Gone. And
I
then
don't
he
want to
stayed
talk.
in. No, now that he has that creation room where it's like he has his room, and that's that's where he sleeps and whatnot, and has some of his stuff. But that creation room is like his own getaway.
Hmm.
And then as soon as that door shuts, I'm like, well, I ain't seeing him the rest of the damn day. And I don't. I see him when he comes out to eat.
Hey, Xander.
Hey, that's my best friend.
Who's your best friend?
Uncle Eric says, "Who's your best friend?" That's right.
Well, see if you're allowed over again.
I'm his best friend. He's allowed to do what he wants.
He does everyone's here. Except put thumbtacks on the wall, but other than that,
And you
What
let
I
him as
love
I'm
is
yelling
that
at him.
Xander totally pulled your dad move like right there. It's like he was leaning over your shoulder and then he like zoomed in like
He had to check in. He was like, "Hey, what's going on here?" Wait a minute.
it must be a Chopek guy thing getting close to the TV and phone screens.
That's definitely his grandfather for sure. Because if I'm on a video call, like say if I was talking to my mom, my dad was around, my dad would be like, "Well, hey, Dor." I'd be like, "Get out of my conversation." Yes, I'm having one. Okay. He has this I found him this like he's all about the marbles and whatnot and the patterns. I found him like almost like I want to call it kind of like blocks. It's crazy. I found it at Goodwill for him, but it's blocks and it gives him cards and how to set up patterns to make the
Mhm.
maze go a different way.
Oh yeah.
That's $4 I ever spent.
Mhm.
Swear. Because what he'll do is he'll like have something on, something he'll stem with, and then he sits there and
Mhm.
and all I've ever wanted for him in that creation room is like a giant like marble maze that goes from like the top of the top of the ceiling down to the floor. But I know that's gonna run me a lot of money. Even if I have plastics and have to put it all together.
Tell him to come back. Tell him to come back. Tell him to come back.
Hey, can you make another cameo? Come here. Over here.
Where's it? Xander.
What?
Hey, did Dad finally build that damn cart?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he's lying to us. Oh, oh.
He threw his best friend
It's
under the
right
bus.
there.
What I tell you earlier, Joe, that kid is the most honest person I ever met. I will never think he's lying. I'm gonna come over for SummerSlam. That cart's gonna still be in the damn box, and half
It's
your
not
wall's
in the
gonna be missing.
box. It's literally right there. I'll
Dude,
put
he
it on the
was
Joe
quick
Thoughts
with it. He
fucking.
was like, "No," like it was almost like he was mad at you for not building the cart.
Meanwhile, it's really right there. I was like, this dude over here fibbing. But I'm like I said, I'm getting that with like his teenagerness is like it's
Mhm,
more lies to go on about the day.
mhm.
Like I don't know, it's over there somewhere. Can I go back to doing what I'm doing? So it's
we're
dumb.
we're at this stage where Jane is feeling comfortable to swear around mom and dad now,
Mm,
Oh, I've picked up on it.
and not like she's by no means got like a horrible mouth on her or anything,
No,
but
no,
it's
no,
just like
no.
it's like dumb stuff. Like something
Yeah.
will happen on a TV show, and she'll be like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like
mhm.
just stuff like that. It's not like she's like calling people bitches or anything. I mean, she
I
might
mean,
be. Better.
it could be a hell of a lot worse.
I mean, the kid's gonna be practically 17, so
Like even Riley going about to be 21 in September. Like she'll drop an F bomb here and there, but then like when she gets in the groove and it starts going, she will retract back, be like, "Oh shit!" Like
yeah,
she realizes that as cool as Nunny is, that's still like her grandma.
yeah.
Like that's her Nunny. So she'll say some shit, but then she'll be like, and then she'll look at my mom like,
Am I in trouble?
"Yeah," and then my mom will be like, because my mom's at that age where it's like you're over 18,
Yeah,
just watch what you say.
yeah,
If you're just like, man, fuck, it's an expression. She's
Mhm.
like, but if you're like saying it at somebody, like one of us, don't.
yeah. That's like I said. That's kind of the point we're at, where she's just using as it's just you know to express
Yeah.
whatever how might have just happened or whatever she's trying to get out. But I've also noticed that she uses it more now that she's a working person and
Mm.
she's dealing with the everyday general public. She'll
Yeah.
come home and she'll be like, "This stupid ass person came through my line." Like
I think that comes with the working class of
I
people.
let her vent. I let her get it out. All
Oh
right, what
yeah,
happened at work today,
you
dude?
got
We
it
took her to
because
work yesterday. We took her to work yesterday. This is probably the third or fourth Sunday that we have taken her to work, and we've pulled up to the front of her work, and the cops were there. She
Where
was
does
like
she work?
at Coons, the grocery store. She was like, "I don't even want to go." Like, what now? Last time, a woman OD'd in aisle 6. Like, she was like, "I don't want to." This time they
I
had
mean
some
that's
like,
wild, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She went in and got the scoop and figured out what was going on. 'Cause when we got there, they were putting her in the back of the ambulance, but she was like, kind of like she wasn't fighting, but not cooperating with the paramedics,
Yeah, yeah.
and they didn't have her on a stretcher. So they were just like trying to get her to go through like that little side door, to walk up into the ambulance. And next thing you know, the cop came over. The one cop took her bags from her and put them in his trunk. Then the other cop like kind of like not grabbed her by the arm, but like did the little like wedding walk, little
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
squeaky
yeah.
arm. Like, come on, we got to go in here. And you could tell she was just like mouthing off. And as soon as she got on lunch break, she called. She was like, "Okay, the woman came in the store and was acting funny, and another customer watched her walk through the parking lot and told one of the other workers, like, hey, something's wrong with that lady. You need to keep an eye on her." And as soon as that worker went to like the customer service desk to tell a manager, before they could even get there, another customer came and was like, hey, there's a lady in aisle 6 that's like having a medical condition. And the managers all went running over there, and she was like
season.
She wasn't ODing like she was dying. It was like she passed. So she like OD'd. She like passed out.
Yeah.
But while the paramedics and the police were on their way, she came back to on her own with nobody gave her Narcan or anything from what we know. She just came back on her own and acted like she was like, hey, they're like, are you okay? And she's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then I guess she was trying to just leave.
Yeah, like she had no recollection
Mhm.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we had, though, I think it was the Sunday before that, we took her to work and a mom left her kid a baby in the car.
No.
So the cop, like, had to do the whole shatter the window thing.
Yeah.
And then yesterday when we took her, there was like this, like he was a punk looking dude standing outside the store, and there was two cops like questioning him. And by the time we went in, grabbed a gallon of milk and walked back out, they were putting him in a squad car. And I'm like, either he was stealing or he could have been one of those, like he might have been out there like bothering people for money or something. Like
True. Or he was mouthing off the cops.
She never got the scoop on that one, so we don't know.
We'll never know.
Never know.
Damn it.
So
But
that's
your
her.
daughter's lucky. If it was downtown, they'd have just walked past that motherfucker ODing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. The same thing in
seen it,
Oakland.
bro. It's like
Yeah.
it's heart wrenching, but in the same sense, it's like it's like a good and bad. Like they do this to themselves. You know?
Yeah.
But for them to be walking in the middle of downtown Pittsburgh in the street, and all of a sudden there still is a brick, but they're doing that, and they're not even. And then all of a sudden they jump back up, and then they're walking, and you see them walking like a zigzag pattern, and then all of a sudden, dude, some of these people, how they slump, they should be fucking zombies in The Walking Dead, because they'll fucking slump like their whole back is arched back, and then like you look like they're contorted in some. I'm 40 fucking one. If I do that, I'm busting a fucking pipe. Something's up. But all
Yeah.
of a sudden, somebody will beat their horn and they snap back out of it, just like that lady did. Like nothing, everything's okay.
Dude, they
I've
better
seen
get that. They better
videos
get
of
that
that.
shit fucking cleaned up. 2026. We got NFL draft. We can't be having downtown looking like that.
It's
You're
still
gonna find
look-
that in like every city, though.
Yeah, any city.
Well,
Columbus is
yeah,
like
because
Have you gone down to New York? Have you seen what's down there?
No, that's what I was gonna say though. Like I know it's like a nationwide. I guess you can call it a pandemic, whatever. Like,
yeah,
but it's just like I don't know. I think here, yeah, because we live it. Like like Paul
Yeah,
works
that's
and
true.
he's down there. Like
Mhm.
I'm, I don't drive through town as much as he does, but like especially like again, it's now spread like the Oakland area. It's getting like that. Like
yeah,
it's just and it's just a shame because again, like we grew up like you know what I mean, like especially like me and him, like we grew up pretty much in downtown, like the Strip District. That was where we grew up. So it was like we knew what it was like prior to all this shit, and we've just watched it digress into
Mhm.
shithole. And it's a
Right.
shame because they're trying to revitalize downtown with, I mean, they fucking put a Target down there, but it's like, who's gonna go to downtown to go to Target? Because
You'd be surprised, bro. There's a lot of people in that Target.
well, they luck out because of like Point Park being down there. Because like my cousin went to Point Park for like a semester before she transferred to Duquesne, but it was like that was nice for her because it was right there. Like she could walk down and go do, shop and do what she had to do at Target. And yeah, like I said, they're trying, they're putting in, condos and apartments and this and that, like in some of the old office buildings. But it's like, if you keep letting this
The nonsense.
junkie shit happen, you're going to lose all of that stuff that's going to make you the money.
Yeah, they were cleaning
See-
up the shanty towns too.
Yeah.
See, that's where I
Oh,
also have like an issue because like with my apartment, when I moved in, like the building it was nice. It was great. Like we had no issues whatsoever. And now there's more and more addicts moving in. And I get it, like you can't help them until they want to help themselves. But like my landlord isn't doing anything. He's like there's no reason to kick them out. They're not vandalizing, they're not destroying the property, they're paying me rent on time. And I'm just like, so while they're having an overdose every other week, I'm the one who has to deal with it, but you're not going to do anything about it because what? you say that there's no reason.
Yeah, well, because
Because
they're getting
the
their
fact of
money.
the matter is,
Mhm.
he's right. They're
Yep.
they're paying the rent. If they were
Right.
a day or two late, like consistently, sure.
Mhm.
But it's a simple fact that they're paying the fucking rent on time.
Exactly.
It's not like the overall problem.
Hmm.
Like, hey, we got a problem. The other tenants besides myself for bitching, moaning, complaining about, you know, Jane, Dick, and John or whatever. Like, no, it's the overall fact they pay that fucking rent. And if they
Yep.
didn't, then it'd be a problem.
Well, and like you
Mhm.
said too, like, he told her, oh, well, they're not breaking stuff. So again, that's not money out of his pocket that he's worried
No.
about.
Right.
Where, like, you don't have to say what part of town. I don't even know what part of town do you live in, Sam?
So I live in the South Hills area.
South Hills area. I mean, I live in the South Hills area.
All right. I live in Brentwood.
Okay, that's enough said. Hey, I coach up there. I'm going to be there tomorrow.
I won't, but that's okay.
I
I'm over here
coach.
like, will I be in that area tomorrow?
No, not at
No.
my time of day. You won't. You are not going to be in Brentwood at 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Tomorrow night? Fuck ass.
No.
No.
No,
Unless I'm having tacos
I
with a friend
I
somewhere.
coach youth
Okay.
hockey up there at the sports little complex area right behind the high school.
You're going to be like 5 minutes from where I live. Not
Yeah,
even.
I've been coaching hockey up there. We were just on like a summer break, but now we're starting back up again. And
Mhm.
then on Wednesdays I picked up. I'm gonna help coach base kid whatever age group baseball.
You can't promote your shit if you don't know it.
I think it's the same age group that I am coaching hockey. It's just that I'm not running the baseball program. I'm just extra set of hands because they had, you know, one of those. You have to have an adult per so many kids,
Yeah.
and they had more kids sign up for baseball than I guess they were expecting. So they were like, "Do you mind helping out with baseball too?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
I mean, if
I
you're
mean,
there, why not?
I coached Jane's baseball team when she was little, so
Yeah. But to piggyback off Sam, like here,
she gets the junkies from the Carrick and Mount Oliver.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Um, here they're moving in people left and right into the trailers.
Hey,
I,
is the shirtless hole digger still up there?
yeah,
Sam,
yeah,
I went to this dude's house. I went over his house. I just popped in on him the one day because I think, coming home from my mom's or something.
something of that sort.
Um, and I was like, let me stop in and see Paul. So I swung by, popped over, see him. I went in the house. I'm like, what the hell was up with homeboy up the block? He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude's up there in some cut off jorts, some dirty ass Tims, shirtless, digging a fucking hole in the front yard. He was like, oh yeah, he's been digging that hole. I don't know what he's digging for.
But the thing is, like, he was forever, and then like, you know, towards my end, it's like,
It's like night and day. You
yeah,
literally, it's like, I guess you can call it a block, whatever, the street, like that strip that you're on.
yeah,
When you first turn onto it around the bend, I'm like, when I first came to visit you, I was like, where the fuck did this dude move? And then as I got down, you're like, no, you got to go down. You gave me your exact address, and I'm following the numbers of the houses, and I'm like, oh, because like you said, like down like your end, there's like what, 4 or 5 of you? I know 4, maybe 5 or
yeah,
so.
5 or 6.
That like it is like their yards are kept up. They got,
Mhm.
what's the homegirl behind you?
Debbie,
Debbie, she got flowers hanging, and you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's a nice
Mhm.
little community like thing. But then you get the other end and you're like, what the fuck? Like what
right,
nuclear bomb hit that shit?
Mhm.
Like,
right. Like Sam was here, but it was dark, so she really didn't get to see that side.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean? 'Cause
yeah.
when you come up to the split, Sam, like if you make that left and come my way,
Mhm.
nice. But now it's dead center and to the right. It's just chaos. Like it is really night and day. When I go to get my mail from where we all go get our mail from, I don't get my mail often because all my stuff really just comes to my phone, unless it's something pertaining to like Xander's school or something,
Mhm.
or invitations, cards and shit. So I go like once a week. I go right after work because I ain't going down there at nighttime. It ain't fucking happening.
Mm-mm.
Because they're like, so this is my point.
I try to leave his house before the sun goes away.
I'll make sure you leave okay? So
He'll
Okay.
walk you to your car. I mean, he did it when I thought there was a black bear. He walked me to the
Fucking
car.
walk me to my car. He said this thing. He goes, just watch. It might be a bear out there. And before I could turn and say what, he had the door shut and he was in the house. So I said, Donna, you go first.
well, I was being courteous to Sam. She's a woman. I was making sure she got to her car okay. I figure you're the man. If there's a bear, everybody get in the fucking car.
Nope.
For God's
I'm running
sake.
back in.
But so I have one of these neighbors so I know you both have been here. So you know how like it goes down to like the street, but it veers off to the right, and there's like 2 or so trailers down there, and then that's it. Okay. So there's somebody that lives at the end of that trailer, like at the end of that street. So they're in there, and this is where it gets crazy. So they're in there, and then the boyfriend that lived with her or moved in with her at one time now lives in one of the trailers right here, about 4 trailers down. So there's some sketchy shit happening, and we're a small community. It's real easy to pick up what the fuck it is. Especially three or four of my neighbors are from the Lawrenceville, Bloomfield area. So we have inquiring minds really quick on what the fuck is going on. So the one night, I forget what it was during the week. I'm sitting here and I see berries and cherries outside. I see red and blue. And I'm like, I know that ain't here. Like, what do we have? 2 cops in Richmond Township? Like, what are they doing here? Dude, this guy down here was fighting with her.
Mm-hmm.
1, over their kids, but then 2, it turned into it was about drugs. And they thought he was selling, but then giving it to her, and they were like doing the partnership together. So I look out, his car's still out there. I think he got locked up. But his car is like on the curb, like parked there real crazy. Like they pulled him out. He was selling drugs or whatever. And they booked him and shit. And you heard him bitching, moaning, screaming, yelling. Dude, this broad from down the street comes booking in fucking fluffy fucking flip flops, a fucking the nightgown, the whole thing. Like, oh no, Marcus, no. And I was like, I've been waiting 4 goddamn years for some kind of action like this. And this is what I get. And then I just kept saying to myself, I was like, she trips in them fluffy fucking flip flops. I'm going to piss right here. It's just going to be the funniest shit I'll ever see in my life. Because, dude, she was hauling ass
Uh-huh.
from down the street. She could have gotten her car, which would have been the most likely scenario. You know what I mean? But she's fucking flying. And the fucking rope's going up and back and forth like she's fucking Michael Phelps at the Olympics. And I'm just going,
See, now you mentioned that, and I'm like, oh my God, if you saw this, you'd probably be like dying. When I go home, I stay with either my mom, my sister, or my best friend. Like, I pretty much couch surf between all of them at one point. Okay.
yeah.
And so this one particular night, my friend was like, how about you come on over? We'll have a barbecue. We'll have a good time. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're out having a barbecue with her kids. And the first thing that I realized that it was going to be like a bad night is that her neighbor who is directly across, so she lives in like a community like you do, okay? And you have the whack jobs over here and you have the really good ones over here. Okay? Well, she's like in the dead middle, like right before. So she has to deal with both.
Right.
So the one who is directly across the street from her, like literally just peeks out her window. She's very nebby and she just watches. And she watches you all day long.
Debbie. That's Debbie.
So like
Continue.
so at one point, okay, she like comes out because we're grilling, and she's like, "Oh, there you go. I knew you were the devil, girl. I knew you were bringing nothing but." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "You're killing the animal on the grill. You're killing the animal." And I'm like, "What animal?" She's like, "God's precious creature. You're murdering the cow." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Sorry, I enjoy eating meat. My bad." Like, what? So like I was able to calm her down. I was like, "All right, like apologies, whatever." So she goes back and she's watching, and she's still watching up until about 9 o'clock at night. And then I guess that's her bedtime because she peaced out. She was good. Okay. So my friend and I are
The
outside. The kids
meds
are
kicked in.
what?
The meds kicked in. She was like, "He's got it."
So she's like, I was like, "Oh, thank God." So like the kids are in bed. My best friend and I are out chilling on the porch, And we're like, it's getting late, and we're out there. Probably now it's past midnight. We're chatting,
Yeah.
we're laughing, right? And all of a sudden, we see this cop car flying down the road.
Shut
And
the
we're
fuck
like,
up.
so next thing you know, so we're in Dover, okay? Dover, New York is a tiny ass little community. Like, seriously, if you want to go anywhere, even the local grocery store is an hour and a half away, okay?
Oh.
So what could possibly happen in fucking Dover where you need 5 cops coming? So
I'll
long
tell
story
you one
short,
thing. You cooked that damn fucking meat. Now you're dead.
right? So now I'm like, what the hell? And it turns out that it was 2 trailers down. And a woman's coming out. She's screaming. You could tell she's on something. She is not
Yeah.
herself, right? The man runs out. He's in nothing but his boxers. And he's like, "Honey, no, come back. It's not what it seems," right? They're literally right in the front of her place arguing. So she catches him, right? Cheating on her.
Yeah.
But no, she's not mad at him cheating on her. She's mad that he gave his mistress her drugs.
What?
Sharing is caring.
But not the drugs. God damn you.
She's good sharing dick. She's not good sharing drugs.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't care if you suck the dick, you're just not snorting the coke off the dick.
That's it. You can have all the fucking dick you want. You touch my fucking bike and a Percocet, I'm punching the bitch out. Fuck
That's
this.
fucked up.
Wait, you smell meat?
Remember, I'm the devil ball. I'm the one who cooked the meat.
Yo,
Jesus
that
is
shit is wild. I mean, I thought it was gonna revert back to the lady. I really did. I thought how the story was going, and I'd have
I
been
thought
like,
maybe
"That's
she
some
died.
shit." That'd have been fucking crazy if she did die. Like she was so amped up from fucking salmon and can of fucking meat.
It wasn't meat. It was God's precious
It
creature.
was God's precious creature. Oh God! But then all of a sudden, there's 5 cop cars coming. She died. She OD'd on fucking homegirl's fucking Percocets and Vicodin. And then Shelly found them, and then she took some, and it just went to hell because she was too busy fucking Tyler. Oh my God!
So
What?
wait,
She's like, "I need to come here
my
real
question is if she wasn't mad about the sex, what was he trying to say? What was he trying to explain that didn't look like what she thought?
My only guess is that they were getting high or doing drugs together, and she walked in on it. And that's how she knew.
Even if they were just in doing the deed and they was done, let's just put it for all you out there watching. Let's just say that it's done. And they're like, "Hey, you know what? I'm a little down. Clink, 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 clink. Let's stop a couple out. Sheila, it's not what it looks like." I was like, "I'm sorry. Put your titties away. Put your titties away." Like,
No, he was probably telling her to pull them out. He was like, she ain't gonna care if you got your titties
yeah,
out.
just
Pull them
pull your
out.
titties out. Let me just.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because like the whole time I'm watching this, and the officer's trying to get her to like explain what happened, and all she kept saying was, "Those are my drugs, damn it! Those are my bitches after my drugs."
That right there is like typical like on patrol kind of shit. Like you're watching the show and you're like, oh, I did not see that coming. Like, you know, oh man, he's fucking around with my best friend or whatever. The drugs. All right, all right, all right. Shit. So my question is, so this place, how far is it away from like an actual city or New York City?
So New York is about an hour and 15 minutes by
From there.
train from Dover.
Okay. Okay. I guess my question is, see, I'm thinking more of the drug part. So
Yeah.
how close is the nearest city?
Poughkeepsie is 35 to 40 minutes away.
Bro, if you got the best coke from Poughkeepsie, shit. That's what I'm talking. Where you get your shit, Poughkeepsie? Well, shit. You know, I know this dude. You could fuck his old lady. You could fuck his mistress. His old lady don't even care. But you do her fucking rippers from Poughkeepsie.
Joe, up there, they call it the Poughkeepsie powder. That's what they call it up
They
there.
fucking nuts. What you want? They make it weird too. They're like, we're on that PP. Be like, no, you're not. That's really gross. Sheila's on that PP.
Yeah, but they don't care about Sheila being
But they
on the
don't care
PP.
about that PP. But this PP? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm still tripping over the broad next door talking about the fucking God's precious creatures.
Like I'm the devil, girl. Oh, dear
Right.
Lord,
That's
Satan
what-
sent me.
That's what crazy is, like you're the devil, but yet
Well,
do you
listen,
understand what the fuck just
when
happened
she
on
was
the block?
telling this, she's telling the story, and the lady asked, like we were curious on what it was they were cooking. Like, I just assumed typical barbecue food, but the way that lady acted, it was like Sam picked up the precious little hoppity bunny in the yard, snapped its neck, and threw it on the grill.
Right, just skinned it real quick. Like, don't mind us, Carol.
Oh, I know she never came out, but like at one point, this was so my sister had an atypical bridal shower type of deal, and we all did like brunch, and then we went to an escape room, and I dressed my typical goth, like head to toe in black, and yes, we had an extensive heat wave up there, so like everybody kind of looked at me like, what the? It's normal, it's whatever, right? Well, then Letitia, who is my best friend, she was like, why don't you stop by? She was like, I was like, all right, cool, like, whatever. And I pop by and I'm dressed head to toe in black, heavy makeup. I've got my goth boots on. And lo and behold, who's outside washing her car?
Yeah, Sheila, yep, that girl's fucking sacrificing people at the
bitch.
altar.
That little bitch right there, I'm telling you right now, she does some shit. She does some shit. What kind of shit? I don't know. The devil's work. The goddamn devil's work. Shit.
She's on that Poughkeepsie powder, Barbara.
She gets so crazy off that PP, she be just fucking taking rabbits and cooking them and shit.
The cops are like, ma'am, do you mean PCP? She's like, no, just a PP.
That's the PP. They're like, what the fuck? They're like, there's no reason to go into the city. Poughkeepsie, New York City. There ain't no reason. It's all right here. It's all right here. It's all right here. I mean, you are crazy though to be out in that fucking. I told you that before. To be out and all that shit, you gotta be sweating.
Not really. Like, I'm so used to it that I'm like, yes, whatever.
Yeah.
Your body's just accustomed to it. Though.
Yeah.
I've been sweating in them boots. That's just me.
Nope. It was a cute outfit. It was a really cute. I had my ice
I
nine
have no
pills.
doubts in my mind. Believe me, I got you. I feel you, but I'd be over here going, I know you dying. Like, I know you warm. Don't look at me and smile because I'll be like, ha ha, I get it, but you know you're dying. You know you. By the way, that food almost done because that rabbit smells fire. Dude, because I know, like, I've always known there's like professional Samatire. Like when we go to dinner, Samatire, you dress like I do. There's like 30 different attires for 30 different reasons.
Yeah.
But I just one time I'll get the goth one like full thing, and I'll be like, 96 degrees in August. What's happening?
So, like, it doesn't. It like I don't know because I mean, you did too, but I guess not as much. Like I mean, I don't want to say grew up around it, but like you got to figure for how long we had Mark, Joe, like we had a good clique of friends that did the goth scene for like
Oh
how
yeah,
long.
for sure, 100%.
So it was like I don't know. I just was like, all right, they must be good. I ain't questioning it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't give a
Nope.
fuck. Everybody knows me that I don't. But there's
Mhm.
certain people that like I care about. I'd be like, Samantha. And I don't call you Samantha, but I'd be like, you fucking hot, right?
I'd be like,
You
yeah,
know
no,
you're hot,
take a
right?
look, take it all in.
There's like some shit dripping down your face. Like, I'm just saying you're perspiring. Can we get you a fan?
Hey,
Like, what the fuck?
look, this is why I invest in the good makeup, okay? So that it doesn't melt off.
Right?
No, see, that's when you got to see you're doing it wrong. You got to do it smart, and you got to do your makeup so that when it does start to melt, it looks cool running down. You know, kind of like
That way,
put the
when you are
eyeliner.
cooking,
You're supposed to
God's
put the eye
precious
stuff up
creatures.
top. If you put the eye stuff on the bottom, and then it gets hot, you get that crow-looking runny face. Just
Yeah.
adds to the effect. So you're
Yeah,
doing it
and then
wrong.
Good
then she's
point. Good
really
point.
cooking fucking God's precious creatures. Then to just be like, oh, good Lord of mercy. Oh, my God. She'd be out there. She's out there with holy water casting shit on her. I'd be like,
You know,
man,
Halloween is coming. I should totally find like a fake stuffed animal of a rabbit, put like fake blood on it, chop its
oh,
head
my
off.
God. I swear, if that happens, Eric, that'll be the first short that we put on the Show Thoughts podcast. But like, we sent Samantha out in the field, and this is what we got.
Strap
Like
a
you see the
GoPro,
cops in the ambulance, you gave the neighbor a heart attack.
strap the GoPro to her, and just let her go.
Dude, I fucking would. That would be fucking hysterical. Be like, hey guys, I'm out here in the field, and I have this squirrel and a bunny.
Like, oh shit, guys, I gotta go. She's on a stretcher.
Be like, that's it. She'll be. I could just hear Stan be like, my little feet can only run so fucking far in these God's boots. I would piss myself. I'd be like, dude, that's going on the fucking YouTube page for sure. Oh my God. I'm still wrapped up in that God's precious creature thing. Like, like of all things, like, get over yourself. If she wants to fucking cook meat, she cooks meat.
Right.
But
Like
I
she's
think
just jealous. She ain't getting my cheeseburgers.
that's it. But I think she was judging you because what you were wearing. That's what it is. That's how fucking people are.
Oh, no doubt.
Like,
I went down. So my grandmother has been gone for 2 years now, and my grandfather lives in Florida. And he said this was like the last time he was coming up to New York to visit. So I was like, we need to go see him. Like,
yeah.
because we don't get down to Florida as often. So I went ahead and I dressed my usual, cute black and whatever. And I went in, I saw my family, my aunts, my uncles, like everybody was pretty much there to say hello to my grandmother, cash up, things of that nature. And of course, there was a woman who kept eyeing me. And I was like, I smiled, I go, hi, how are you? And she's like, oh, how dare you wear that in God's house?
Shut up.
And I'm just looking at her like, and I smile. I was like, I hope you have a great day too. And I walk away. And my grandfather looks at me and he goes, I don't see anything wrong with that. You look pretty damn good today.
Dude, it's just, I think I wouldn't say it like, it might be the scenarios, not that you put yourself in like intentionally. It's just, you're around, it's kind of like those boomers.
Yeah.
So you come around and they're like,
Yes.
and you're just like, the fuck is your deal? Like no, you can't even sniff the meat. Like no, like no. But for how dare you go? What the fuck, man? Like, I would still be like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to get an invitation.
Right?
But see, here's the thing: if me and Sam were walking into God's house together, they're gonna judge her based off what she's wearing.
Absolutely.
I'll more than likely be like me, a polo, pair of khakis, whatever. And they're gonna judge her and think she's the problem child It's the other way around. I'm the one that can't behave in church. I've been kicked out of multiple churches before for things that I said and shouldn't say in church.
That's why I don't go in them.
I don't go no more. Well, none of them will
No.
let me in, but I can't. I mean,
Like, I think it was last week, Brandy was like, "Hey, I'm headed to church with my mom." I was like, "Okay, good on you. Let me know how it goes." You kind of deal. I mean, everybody's decision is their decision. That's fine.
yeah,
But my thing is this: when I go in, oh man, depends on what kind of church. I'll make fun of the songs.
Mhm.
I'm horrible. I am like my personality is outgoing. Put me in a fucking church. It's bad. And if you ask me to kneel, fuck off.
Mhm.
I'm not kneeling, standing, sitting, kneeling, standing. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. I'm done.
So like I was
I sit and
raised
don't move.
I was raised in a very Roman Catholic family. Like we went to church, you followed the Bible, like and to me it was just like you did everything that the church told you to do. There was
Yes.
nothing in between. Like you couldn't even make up your own mind. And so I went to a Roman Catholic all women's college to get my bachelor's degree. And it was then that I had met a professor who basically asked me, "Why do you practice this religion?" And I was like, "Because like that's what I grew up on." He goes, "But is it your religion? Is this what you believe in?" And it really got my gears turning. And I started looking and going down all these paths to a point that I was like, it's a fucking cult, in my opinion. Like, they just feed you this bullshit. And like, the most Catholic people that I know are very quick to judge. They're very quick to tell me I'm going to hell. They're very quick to, and I'm like, didn't your Bible or your God tell you not to judge others, to spread love? So like, why all the hate? Why all the violence? Like, I just don't. So for me, I don't associate myself with religion, and I'm totally okay with anybody else who wants to associate. Just don't throw it down my throat. Like, don't try to push it. Like, don't tell me that that's what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
don't sit there and be like, the Bible tells you. Well, your Bible was written by numerous men at different times. Do you want the scientific evidence or not? I will blow it out of the water. So don't fuck with me right now.
Right?
Those are the people that I just say, hey, listen, you once were a fucking monkey and deal with it, asshole.
Right?
See, mine is a lot different. What I do is when they knock on the door, and they're not allowed to do that here,
Mhm.
but we get a couple. And I'll sit there and I'll go, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. No, never thought about it that way. No, not reeling them in. Reeling them in. Because that's
Mhm.
who I am. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Boom. And I shut the fucking door.
So my best
Just gives me
friend
my satisfaction.
is a Jehovah Witness, and she does her Bible study. But I love how she also like takes a moment to pull herself back and ask herself, like, is this really appropriate? Is this really what I should be? Because like she doesn't agree with the going and knocking on the door. She's like, I get that that's part of our religion. She's like, but I don't want people knocking on my door, forcing something down my throat that I may not believe in.
Yeah.
And like for instance, so she's a single mom, right? And she's raising two neurodivergent children by herself, and she struggles a lot. And you would think the congregation of the Jehovah Witness like would fully support her and just be like, hey, why don't we take the kids for a little bit? Why don't you get They blame her for being a single mother. They tell her constantly that she chose the wrong guy, and she's always like, I never chose the wrong guy. He chose to be a bad father. How is that on me? How is
Yeah.
that on me that he got up and left? Like, and it just like every time it like things like that happen, she takes a moment back and say, do I really want to be part of this? And so she will like practice basically what the Bible states of preaching love, non-judgment, working through
Yeah.
some things without like being part of that, like the meetings and things of that. Like she'll attend the meetings, but she knows when to pull herself back and be like, okay,
Yeah. Like
you do you.
that was a bit much, but okay. Like,
Yeah.
I got to know a lot of people that are like that. And I stress this. This is not a religious podcast, but we are on this subject. But my thing is like, you do you. That's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine. But if you have somebody like your friend that will go so far and then go, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm good. This is as far as I go. And then
Mhm.
let me pull myself back. And then it's like, man, all right, I'll put my toe back in the water a little bit. And then it's like, do I want to get in? About ankle deep. I ain't getting all the way in this motherfucker. Like,
Mhm.
but then like I was raised Catholic. The same deal. And then I would sit there now and go, was that am I? No. No, not really. Do I? No, I don't wanna. Like, no, but if somebody's getting married, it's like, man, you gotta go. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I mean. Like, I'll go to church if there's a,
funeral or wedding.
yeah, like an
Mhm.
event. So yeah, funerals, weddings. I've even gone to a baptism or two.
Oh yeah, for
And,
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
but
Like
I
I'm
don't
just
just,
not
I don't
going
go to
to
church
go.
to go to church. No.
Mhm.
And same, I mean, same thing. Raised Catholic, like, oh, hey, final. Buckos won. Um, you were the one judging earlier, so shut your trap.
There's so never mind.
That's a religion I'll follow. Bucko fever right there.
That's a sad fucking religion.
Not as sad as the Catholic.
Hey, if Peter
Um,
Griffin can create his own church, so can
I
Eve.
mean,
So we're
hey,
good.
that's true. That's a great episode.
and they think Jedi's a religion. I don't know.
Dude, that's
Um,
legit too.
I know.
Damn it,
No,
we gotta get off this.
but we were, again, so seems like, all three of us were raised Catholic, which is, pretty typical. But people will say that like, oh, and I'll tell them like, yeah, I was raised Catholic, but I'm not Catholic. Like,
Mhm.
I don't. I'm like you, Sam. Like, I'm far. Like, no, religion is it's it's a lie. I don't like it. I don't do
Mhm.
it. Um, but my mom had a problem with the church. So again, most of us went through the whole. We went to Sunday school, got baptized, communion, all that fun
Mhm.
jazz you got to do as a Catholic. But then when I think it was my one or two little sisters, it was like they got old enough to do it now. But at that time, it was like harder for my mom to go to church because there was a lot more of us and stuff like that. And my mom was trying to get my sister baptized. The church told her no because we don't see your name on the collection plate every Sunday. So my mom was like, all
That's
right.
the shit.
She was like, fuck
It
you.
is.
Then my kids ain't going to,
Mhm.
we're not going to this church no more. So a few years ago, my mom, I mean, again, she didn't go to church. She just, which I mean, she would still say, yeah, I'm a Catholic, but she grunted when she said it. But she converted and she's now Mormon
Mhm.
because we had another family member that married into a Mormon family. So he converted and my mom would hear him talking about it and stuff like that. But so then my mom kind of got caught up in the church somehow and she converted over. But like you were saying, like with your friend, how the Jehovah's Witness, like they ridicule her and there's no help. And
Mhm.
it's, I don't care what people say. Like I've learned about the Mormon religion, which is, it's basically just another form of Catholic religion, but they're the complete opposite of what people think. Like obviously for one, that whole polygamy thing is not real whatsoever. They are family oriented. Like they're huge on family and they do have like big families. Like they they get married as soon as they can. Like if they meet like their high school sweetheart, as soon as they get old enough, they marry them and they start having kids. Like they're big family people, but they take care of each other.
Mhm.
Like when the first time my mom experienced it, so it's my mom's cousin. His wife ended up dying from cancer. She was the one that her family was Mormon. We went to her funeral and the way they came for him, and they had two kids, three kids maybe. Everything that he didn't have to do anything. Everything was taken care of. All the wives all came together, made sure that they had meals for the next like month.
Yeah.
Like, do the kids need rides to school? Do they need this? Do they need that? And then it was the same thing like with my mom being a single parent and she was
Mhm.
raising my two little sisters still when she joined the church. They always made sure like my mom, I mean, it was at one point where my mom was having a problem financially and they were like don't worry about it. They took care of my mom's house. Like they paid for her bills and everything for her because that's what they do because the church has money and they know they have money. Just like the normal Catholic church knows they have fucking money, but they hoard it.
Yeah.
They know they have
digress.
money, but
Because
they
they've helped me too. They've helped me in a pinch.
well, they
That's why
do. I mean,
you know.
but here's the thing, though. That's the thing is like you hear these programs, and Sam, you're probably familiar with them, like the Catholic Charities and stuff like that. They use the name, but that funding comes elsewhere. Like that doesn't come strictly from the church. Those are like grants and government. I don't like,
There's something there for sure.
and that was the thing is like, so like it was like St. Karen's Church, right there on Carnegie Street. That's the church my mom had a problem with, but the damn preacher or the pastor there drove what I don't know what color convertible it was. You'd always see him coming and going. And he had Steelers season tickets. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, but he still couldn't help out people. So you know what I'm saying? Like I agree with you. Like
so it's like
there's pros and cons to each one of them.
So I've learned to respect like the Mormon church. Like, again, I'm not a religious person. I don't still kind of believe in that world, but at least I know there's good people behind it, and they're like, I've witnessed them help people in my family. So it's like I get what they're kind of all about, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I was kind of like that about like again like the Catholic Church, and then when I was running like in the beginning here, I was running into a lot of problems. Then I was like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? And then like one of the community outreaches told me about like a church, and the next thing I was like, because I don't go to it, and I'm not faithful. And they were like, well, you don't even have to be a member of the congregation, or you don't have to go to that church. And I was like, what harm can it do? Just what are they gonna tell me? No. Okay. Next thing you know, they like paid my light, they paid my gas, and got me caught up. That's great. My thing is kind of like you, Eric. I was like, I know that money's there somewhere, and I don't know where it comes from, but I'm not asking no questions. If they want to help us out, they helped us out, and more power to them. I thank them for what they did. But in the same sense, it's like you do one for somebody else, but you can't do it for some like 3 or 4 other people. And that's what drives me nuts. Kind of like Sam's friend. Okay, well, you're a single mom raising 2 kids. You can't help like if she has a problem like sitters, fucking whatever, bills, utilities, housing. Like, so wait, you're not because she didn't go down this right path here. Okay, the dude's a fucking asshole. Like you didn't follow the scripture. You didn't follow the script. So I hate that shit too. That's why there's a pro and con to like each one of them. And some it's like, okay, it's cool, but then you get this backlash and this other story behind it. And that's why a lot of people get about religion. Same with like, I mean, it's not the same, but like politics, you can never talk about it because it's like they don't want to. Nobody wants.
Don't you start talking about Sleepy Joe.
I'm not. He's already asleep. He's fine.
See, like I don't do that
got
with my
COVID from
clients.
Sleepy
Like
Joe coughing over there.
I have a client who, she is very Republican and she wants to make sure everybody knows it. And she asked me last week because she was at the Trump rally and she's still trying to process what happened.
Right.
And I'm there helping her through the event. I'm not there to talk politics. I am there to help her process what she experienced. And she looked at me and she's like, so what, are you a Trump supporter? You need to be a Trump supporter. And I flat out looked at her and said, here's the deal. I don't vote for a party. I vote for the person. So I don't go. I swing either way. Like whoever's going to run the country enough to help me is who gets my vote. I don't dedicate to a party. And she just looked at me. She goes, oh, so that means you're not a Trump supporter.
That's how they do it. That's how it is. Like there are Republicans and there are Trumpers.
Yeah.
Just like there are Democrats and there are Bidens or whoever's running. It's how it goes. Nobody you can't just have your own thoughts. You can't. Nope. It's like, how dare you? What the fuck do you mean? How dare I? Like, let me look at everything, digest it how I want to. It's my opinion.
Exactly. I don't want to be swayed by other people. I don't want to be swayed by the media. I want my research. I want to know what I'm investing in. If this is my vote, like let me vote for who's going to be the best person. I don't care if they're Democrat, Republican, third person. I don't care if you're Barney or Mickey Mouse. Like
Right?
if you're going to help this country in the best way possible, you're getting my vote. End of story.
Correct. That's it. Eric, you have no say in this right now. You know it's all. You say it's all a lie. We know where you're going with this.
Fucking politics are losers.
But I was like, what I do want to do is tell Sam about the first time my dad came here and we were working on the floors and the windows of the trailer. There was one of my neighbors, Trumper,
Mhm.
and it was after I think it was right around the time around the last election, and my dad was like doing something, and he was nice and kind and offered her a ride up the hill. She took it. They now, mind you, driving up this hill doesn't take real long. So my dad says she gets in the car, looks at him instantaneously as they're going maybe 2 seconds up the hill and goes, "Did you vote for Trump?" She sounds like the lady from fucking Monsters Incorporated. And
Roz.
my dad looked at her and was like, "Does that matter? I'm getting you up the hill."
Right?
She was like, "Oh, I guess not." My dad's like, "I'll kick you the fuck out right now. Like,
Right?
you can
Like,
walk the rest of the way. I'm trying to be a good Samaritan. Doesn't matter who the fuck I voted for. Like,
mhm.
what?
Like
And
that's how I feel. That's why I don't talk about politics because like your views may be different than mine. You may not agree with the fact that I choose a person and not a party. Like, okay, that's fine, but that
It,
doesn't change who I am as a person or as your therapist. Like, I'm not going to judge you on that. I'm here to help you. Like, but please don't judge me.
right, that's I believe me. I feel this in my soul. If
you
you
have
tell
no
me
soul.
if you tell me that, okay, I voted for Trump, all right, cool. But if you're still like, for example, and I know Eric doesn't, but if Eric told me he voted for Trump and whatever, and say I voted for Biden, whatever, I'm still gonna. It's still the same fucking person that I talked to and been friends with for 30 fucking plus
Mhm.
years. That's not gonna change anything. You shouldn't judge me or my political views and then judge my character after that because, oh, I voted for Biden or I voted for the fucking shirtless dude down the street fucking digging holes. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm still a wait. You
Mhm.
have no idea who I am.
Look,
Like,
if the shirtless hole digger runs for president, I might register. Might. If that guy gets my vote. Because if he's digging holes, that means he's productive.
He's
means he's
looking for.
motivated.
Yeah.
He's motivated. He's gonna dig a hole in 2028.
He's digging a hole right to China, and he's going to sneak in and blow him up. I'm on it. I
And
like
you know
that guy.
what? You know what? Nobody would suspect anything because they might think he has an undiagnosed mental disorder.
That's it,
Exactly. And Fuzzy Foo Foo Slippers is his running mate. She's
right?
vice president.
Because they heard about this PP and fucking Poughkeepsie that they need to get. Fuck today, man. Oh my god. I was like, that's good to end it on a funny note because everybody's gonna be like, you don't talk about this, but yet here you are. I'm sorry, these are just whatever comes down the pipe is what we fucking talk about. That's
We
it.
can
You
end it
talked
on
about
a good
you
dad joke that I don't know if you saw. I posted on my Instagram the other day.
I don't know. I probably didn't, but my dad is the OG of dad jokes, so I would love to fucking hear it.
So it says, I saw 50 Cent knitted a sweater the other day. I walked up and he said, "Gee, you knit?"
I think I hearted that one.
I know for a fact when I'm done shooting this, I'm going to fucking heart it. Dude, that's great. Oh my god. Uh,
She posted that right after. That was right after you posted the picture of the damn dog that looked like it was having a good old time on the bed upside down.
Oh yeah, that's funny. It's a dog that I'm dog sitting.
I was like, look at this fucking dog, just like upside down, looking like it's waiting to be sacrificed. Is that what you're doing? You're sacrificing the dog? That's God's little creature.
I needed something bigger than a rabbit.
So she's like, the fucking dog works. I gotta trade it in Poughkeepsie because I know a lady with fuzzy fucking slippers. They're meeting us up there.
You got the
Hey,
powder.
I gotta go back for a week in September for my sister's wedding, so I'm sure I will have more stories.
And I'll have you back the fuck on because I need to know.
So she's going for a wedding. We need to strap the fucking camera to her
GoPro on her and fucking let it go, bro.
like her bullet, like her fucking body cam for PD.
That's it.
I don't know if you guys want to see my mom's side of the family. That you guys may.
Well, we can edit out and use what we don't. We can fix it.
Yeah, or we can make it fucking look amazing and be like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. All right.
Be like, oh yeah, puzzle pieces are coming together.
Yep. People will be
I
like, don't put her back on that damn show. I'll be like, I'm having her tomorrow. Fuck
I
you.
know how to Photoshop.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well, thanks, Sam, for always coming on the show and popping
Yeah.
in.
Anytime, guys. You know that.
And you know the door's always open whenever you want to show up. You just let us know.
Will do.
All right, dear. Have a good night.
You too, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Oh man, I love when she's on this show. It fucking makes me laugh. Some fucking PP, bro. Gotta tell somebody about the PP. Poughkeepsie. This is great.
When I go for my fucking heart test tomorrow, they're gonna be like, so, any drinking? No. Any drugs? Yes. What? Yeah, I'm on the PP.
I'm on that PP. They'll be like, what?
You
Like,
mean that PCP? No.
no,
P,
the P, motherfucker.
capital P, capital P.
That's it. Double P.
From,
P dubs.
from New York, like slopes. Upper New York.
Where skiing has a whole different meaning.
Up there in
God, up in Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie.
That's fucking great. Well, next week we will have another guest on the show. If you saw me actually messaging somebody on my watch during this episode, it was actually my guest. He was going to pop on this week because he thought it was this week and not next week. But he will be on next week. That should be another really good one. And then hopefully I can get my buddy Dave Miner to finally show up on this show because, I mean, the man's busy. I get it, and he deserved a break and he deserved a vacation. So hopefully he can tell us all about the vacation and we get to enjoy some time with little big bro. Again, we'll be back next week. No more breaks. And if we have to take a break, we're going to shoot something early and put it on another week. But as always, we will see y'all next week. Of course, y'all watch us on Friday, so have a great weekend. We'll see y'all the following week. And until then, of course, I'm the Big Cho. And that, of course, is Big E. We'll check y'all next week on Cho Thoughts. Later.
Later.